everybody, what I have here are slip cork bobbers versus your traditional snap-on bobbers. Now with the slip cork bobber, you can suspend your bait from the surface all the way down to about 50 feet of water. Your traditional snap-on bobbers, you can suspend your bait from the surface to about 5-6 feet of water. Now, the slip cork bobber does require a bobber stop, whereas your traditional bobber, the bobber stop is built into the bobber. Now, there are two kinds of bobber stops. I'm going to show you those and get into how to tie a slip cork rig. Alright, there are two kinds of bobber stops. To break this down and make it simple, you have a nylon bobber stop and you have a plastic bobber stop. Now, the nylon bobber stop works great for braid, but it's horrible for monofilament. And your plastic bobber stop is great for monofilament, but is horrible and a pain to tie and trying to get on braid. Now, I've seen rubber bobber stops. I'll just put those over here in this category. And I've seen rubber bands being used. I'll slip these over here in this category. But these here, you could probably pick up probably about 2 dozen for less than about $2 from your local sporting goods store. Now, to tie a slip cork setup, you need your bobber stop, bead, slip cork, bead. Due to the size of the bobber, I'm using a 3-ounce egg weight, bead, swivel, and then I have my leader line, and then my hook. Now, I'm going to tie a slip cork on a braided line, so I'm going to use a nylon bobber stop. And all I'm going to do, first thing, is put up my bobber stop on. I clamp those down at the end when I get tied. So bobber stop, then bead. Now I'm going to tie, well, I'm going to run my line through my bobber. Now, I use unweighted bobbers because with an unweighted bobber with slip cork, if your bait is on the bottom and it's not suspended, she's going to be perfectly flat on the surface of the water. Now with weighted bobbers, she's going to be up just a little bit and you're not going to get a true reading. Perfectly flat, it's on the bottom, suspended, straight out in the air. So I got my bobber on there. Now another bead to protect the bobber from the weight. Now I have my weight. Now I have another bead to protect the weight from my knot. So now I'm going to tie on my swivel. Okay, got that tied. Now I'm going to tie on my monofilament. I'm going to use 50-pound test, and I'm going to tie it to the other back of the swivel. Okay, and then I'm going to tie on my hook. So now I'm going to trim my excess on everything, except for my bobber stop. Now when I get to my bobber stop, to do this you have 2 tag ends, like so. You want to take your bobber stop off your straw, your little plastic tubing, and the bobber stop that I bought, it just got a little hole and just fall right off. So now take both tag ends and just pull on them, and now after you get her snug, just cut off your excess of your nylon. And there you go. You now have a slip cork rig. Now your bobber is going to go up, and when she hits the top of your line, she's going to stop, and that's how you suspend your bait anywhere you want. Now you could move this up, keep it, and I'll show you. I was fishing about 25 feet of water, and you can see here I have my bobber stop buried in my reel. If you guys have any questions or comments or anything, I will answer them. Just leave them below. Thank you for watching.